Dollar stores seem to be infecting America and America's small towns. These stores are usually understaffed, a bit dirty, and very disorganized, and well, that upsets some people, and in this video, let me, Jeff, read you some funny reviews left by some of these upset people, so if you like that idea, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more. A quick shout out to JeffFreaks, librarian on the loose, for this idea. If you want your idea done by me, make sure you leave it in the comments down below. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's get into those reviews. For our first stop, we're gonna head to Hamtramck, Michigan, to a Dollar Tree. This Dollar Tree, located in like an old power center or mall area, looks pretty normal from the outside, and it has a 3.6 rating on 470 reviews. So how about we go read some of the funny reviews from this Dollar Tree? Our first Dollar Tree review comes from Triple H. Hands down, this is the worst Dollar Tree ever seen. Not even one employee has a good attitude. So bad most of the time. They don't even answer your question, playing their music and dancing with the manager. LOL. Never seen that before. I can definitely say I've never been to a dollar store where the workers are dancing with the manager. And also, if the workers have a bad attitude, are they like dancing around with frowns on their faces or something? That's a strange image. Let's go to the next review. Next up for the tree is Luthfer. That's a hard one to say. Very unsafe environment for customers. My fiance went shopping on Monday, June 5th at this Dollar Tree location, where she was stabbed and slightly cut on her stomach from a shelf that came off and was just left standing against other shelves, as you can see on the pictures. There were no pictures. This store is already small and congested and always busy with people, and to carelessly leave a shelf with sharp corners in the way of one of the main walkway of the store is unacceptable. My fiance did bring this issue up with an associate who did not care at all. Very disappointing and upsetting. When I first found this review, I was a little bit shocked when I got to the part of someone getting stabbed. I'm like, who is stabbing people at a Dollar Tree? Oh, the shelving. The store itself is fighting back. I'm disappointed we don't have a picture of the shelving. I'm just imagining the shelving sitting there with like a couple of swords or like some razor blades or something sticking out of it, just ready to get someone who's walking by. Alright, let's move on from that and read Brian's review, which comes with a picture. Truly the worst Dollar Tree in existence. Closing the store a half an hour early is really wicked work. Parking lot full of people trying to shop, and whoever this woman is not allowing anyone to enter the store. Only exit after making a purchase. I'll enlarge the awesome photo that Brian left for us. To me, it looks like a private investigator took this photo of someone they suspect of doing like an insurance fraud or something, but instead it's just the manager of the Dollar Tree not letting people in so they can leave on time, which probably isn't the policy, but I don't know. Let's move on to the next review. The next review comes from Orlando. I came here because it's not that many Dollar Trees in the downtown area. It says it opens at 8 a.m., so I go to do the do.
A fierce battle rages. Yet, in the end, to the victor go the spoils.
Hey man, how you feeling?
Not bad.
Until next time, do the do.
And it's locked, where a lady who I think is the manager proceeds to tell me with an attitude that they don't open until 9 a.m. Please update your hours. I come to this location half the time it isn't even open for business. This is my last time coming to this location. I hope they close it down. It's pointless being there because it is never open. People are rude when they do open. 0 out of 10. I don't recommend. Well, so far it sounds like this Dollar Tree closes early and also opens up late. What do they have the hour set to? Random? Our next review from Chris comes with multiple pictures, so let's read. Poorest run store I've ever seen. Management is terrible. Everything is thrown around and not in its place. I guess if you're poor, you're not allowed to have a clean and organized store. What a sad shame. Pictures tell 1,000 words. Just look at this mess. I'll enlarge Chris's pictures and yep, it looks like a Dollar Tree. Everything is a bit of a mess, but hey, it's all $1, so... The next review comes from Devin. This is hands down the worst Dollar Tree I've ever set foot in. We had to wait in line for 30 plus minutes every single visit to this place. The most recent visit we waited in line for 30 minutes, and then we're told to disperse into other lines and just wait some more. Do not shop here. You may as well go to any other store to save time. There is literally a Dollar General 5 minutes down the road with better service. There just has to be something terminally wrong with a dollar store if you have to wait more than 30 minutes in line to check out, right? I have to think so. Let me know what you think, and let's go to the next dollar store. And that next dollar store will take us down south to Bessemer, Alabama, to a Family Dollar. This brick Family Dollar with the police vehicle out front and plywood over one of the windows has a 3.5 rating on 150 reviews. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but how about a dollar store? Let's go read some funny reviews. The first review for this Family Dollar comes from Lavette. As of 01/03/22 around 1 to 2 p.m., the cashier was rude. I had to speak twice to get her to speak back. When my transaction was done, instead of giving me the receipt, she gives it to my grandchild. Why? Overall, the store is clean and well stocked. Well, that was an interesting review. I do wonder why the cashier gave the receipt to the grandchild. Maybe they were just trying to be funny. I don't think it was so upsetting to leave a 1-star review, but I'm glad Lavette did. Let's go to the next one. The next Family Dollar review comes from Philip. Jeff, the store is a liar. He told me I have to return it to the store I purchased, and that is not Family Dollar policy. You can return it at any store. I will be making a complaint to corporate. Don't lie to customers. Pew, 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 pew. Jeff alert. Jeff alert. Pew, 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 pew. I swear I'm not the store that Philip is referring to in his review. This Jeff's hands are clean. I'm assuming Philip means that Jeff is the store manager, which I also don't believe because Jeffs are too cool to be that bad. Alright, enough of the Jeff stuff. Let's get to the next review. Oh, just Jeff sneaking in here for a quick second. I want to give a shout out to the super Jeff freaks that support this channel. Darth, Jen, Jarwara Hall, Steven, and Jake. Thank you guys so much for that extra support. Alright, back to the reviews. Next up for the Family Dollar is Jillian. They suck. So rude. I would rate 0 stars. This store is crappy. Employees are rude. They nasty. And like to run their mouth at the customers when they should not. I hate that Family Dollar is represented so badly. It's a shame that employees do not know how to act. Even some of the managers are rude. J.S. All I have to say about Jillian's review is that I admire her passion. She hates that Family Dollar is represented so badly by these rude employees. Just give it 3 months, it'll be a whole new crew. The next review comes from Niece? Jeez, I don't know. The manager was rude and talked down to her employee that was checking us out and made us feel sorry for her because we were using 3 coupons and the manager made a really big deal about it as if we were doing something illegal. I will not be frequenting that store and will absolutely be my very last resort in shopping heretofore. So I'm not like an expert on words or anything, but I don't think that's the proper use of the word heretofore, at least not in that sentence. Let me know, but I don't think so. What a weird review. The next review comes from Stephanie. I know how to say that name. So it was like 7 to 8 minutes before closing and they had locked the cigarette case, then refused to sell me cigarettes. Oh well, that's $25 well spent somewhere else. It feels like we're onto a common theme here so far through a couple dollar stores. They either close early or they lock things up early. I'm assuming it's just so the workers can get out of there on time, or maybe it's policy. I don't know. I'll keep bringing it up though, I'm sure. But for now, let's move on and read Jeff's review. Pew, 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 pew. Jeff alert. Jeff alert. Pew, 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 pew. It sure would be nice to get all the thing I needed, but you have to carry your bags out as you cannot take a shopping cart outside the store. I guess Family Dollar only wants my business on things that are on sale. Like Coca-Cola, 4 6-pack 16-ounce bottles, as that is all I can carry out to my car, so I get my other things at a store with carts I can take to my car. Thank God for Dollar General. Now has my business. As you could see in the street view of this before we started reading the reviews, the front entrance is right by the parking lot, so Jeff could have taken multiple trips outside. I'll have to talk to him at our next Jeff meeting. He also name-dropped Dollar General, so hey, let's go to a Dollar General next. What'd you guys think about Family Dollar? Let me know and let's go! Since Jeff, not me, the other Jeff, recommended Dollar General, we're gonna head there next. And the Dollar General we're gonna go to is in Estacada, Oregon. This surprisingly nice Dollar General has a 4.0 rating and 520 reviews. Where this Dollar General is located looks like it'd be the setting of a Friday the 13th movie. Or maybe that's just me. Let's go read some funny reviews. And that first review for this Dollar General comes from Buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. Their prices is like a regular store, and the customer service sucks. Buddy's review does a good job of summing up a lot of these dollar stores. Prices are like regular stores, and that customer service sucks. The next review for DG comes from Morgan. Me and my two sisters, all over 13, we go to check out. We have 3 monsters for each one of us. This lady named Lucy told us we have to be over 18 to buy a monster. I was here at the same Dollar General yesterday and bought a monster with no words about being over 18. Then she tells us we can't just FaceTime our mom. Meanwhile, our mom was at the dance studio teaching a private, so obviously she couldn't come over. And then we had to interrupt the private to have her come over and tell the lady we could have monsters. Then she proceeds to tell our mom that's scary. This girl has no room to tell my mom that she is scary for letting us have monsters. Just for clarity's sake, they are talking about Monster energy drinks and not like some toy or anything, in case you're wondering. And there is no law about having to be over 18 to buy Monster energy drinks. It just says recommended for people over 18. I used to buy them on my lunch break in high school all the time, and I wasn't 18. That's when the caffeine addiction started. Our next review comes from Clarence. I love finding a good Clarence somewhere. Prices are always wrong. Was good before. Now, not so much. They randomly close aisles. It says ask for bathroom key on the door. Employee says still out of order. Like I asked before? So much for the honeymoon phase. They act better than their customers. Dollar General actually has been sued in a few different states over price irregularities. So it's not that uncommon. It's probably happened here in Oregon. So you know what? Clarence is on to something. Let's see what happened to Renee at this Oregon DG. I'm not quite sure the name of the worker, but she was around 5'2" petite and I believe Filipina. As my sister and I were paying, we were encountered by this very rude lady. I asked kindly for the bathroom. She just gave us this horrid attitude that she even slammed the bathroom key and almost threw it towards me. It was so nasty for a lady like her. As I proceeded to use the restroom, my little sister was left alone at the register due to this lady just abandoning her position. My sister then needed to ring herself up. That is honestly just so sad. I apologize for anyone else who has had a horrible encounter with this lady. Oh, sorry, alright, I got my composure back. That was just so sad thinking of that person's little sister having to check themselves out at probably a self-register at a Dollar General, but hey, who am I to judge? I just want to know the ages of these people. How old is Renee and how little is the little sister? Is Renee like 32 and the little sister's like 25? Is Renee like 18 and the little sister's 12? Because that really changes the dynamic of this story. And also, does this Dollar General have a self-checkout, or did Renee's younger sister have to go around the register and do everything herself? I'm a little confused by that. But you know what? It is pretty sad. Let's go to the next review. And that review comes from Rockstar. Rude customer service. Older lady closing store at 10 p.m. Website says they close at 11 p.m. I walk up to the door at 10:02 and in a snide, rude voice she tells me they're closed. I told her online it says 11 p.m. She says, oh well, it's 10 p.m. Never shopping at the store again. Not the first time they have been rude. Prices suck. Aisles packed with carts for restocking, but yet, empty shelves. This is another one of those classic, they said they closed at this time, but they're closing at this time reviews. But for some reason, I really love when these reviews describe the way someone talked to somebody. Like the lady working told Rockstar they closed at 10 instead of 11 in a snide and rude voice, like, ooh, so dramatic. Let's see if we can keep up the drama with Sky's review. Rude customer service. If you want overpriced Dollar Tree items, this is the place for you. Would recommend not going to this place. Thanks Karen for being so rude. I feel like we kept up the drama with Sky's review right there, especially that Karen line. That was just perfect. They also name-dropped Dollar Tree, so how about we go there next? And that Dollar Tree is located in Potato Country in Post Falls, Idaho. This Dollar Tree is located in another shopping center right next to a vape shop and a check-and-go, so you have all of the ingredients to a really good weekend, and it has a 4.0 rating on 398 reviews. So with that in mind, let's go read some funny reviews. The first review for this Idaho Dollar Tree comes from Hannah. Upper management talking about other employees so loud and disrespectfully about another employee working, she said, "If I'm your boss, I expect you to effing listen." Blech. Can't believe that your guy's management talking like that in front of customers and about their employees. Had my 4-year-old son with me picking out a toy and had to leave that place because her mouth was so loud and so rude. Blech. Off to a great start at this Dollar Tree. If management's like that, how is the rest of the store gonna be? Probably pretty bad. Our next review comes from Vicky. "What has happened to the store?" Was in and items all over floors, shelves in disarray. Check her chomping on food as I was Ben checked out, talking with her mouth full as she finished my transaction. Management needs some big overhaul. We'll shop at well-kept Coeur d'Alene store from here on out. All of that stuff that Vicky described sure does sound like a 1-star experience. Stuff all over the floor, shelves in disarray, and the person just chomping on food while they're trying to check you out. That's not fun. But why am I hungry now? Alright, let's move on and read Chloe's review. "Whoever is running store shouldn't be. Last couple of times I came here, I got some makeup. When I get home and go to use it, the products had been opened up and used. Well, I came through tonight and saw this." No picture was included. "Apparently, the employees are accepting used makeup through returns, and they are taping the product up and putting it back out on the floor. We'll be filing a complaint with corporate. This store is running the risk of spreading something. It's bad enough coming in there and your employees are being rude. This is disgusting. You are putting adults and children at risk with this. Even though that I, Jeff, don't wear makeup, I know that this is just gross. You can't take back used makeup, tape it up, and let someone else use it. You could be spreading all sorts of diseases and other, no, that's not cool at all." Our next review comes from Kinsey. "Would absolutely give 0 if I could. The clerk Christina should be absolutely disgusted and ashamed of herself to let an old regular harass someone in their store and think it's okay. She let a man follow me and push on my 5-year-old son, and when I go to ask her to ask him to stop, she replied with, 'I don't know what you're talking about. He's a regular who picks up trash in the parking lot.' I don't give a damn. I'm a regular who's being harassed so much so to call the police, and if I'm wrong, okay.
Okay.
I literally spend hundreds of dollars there a week, so I hope you're happy to lose an actual regular. I hope Christina is proud of herself." Unfortunately, I don't think Christina cares at all about this review, unless management talked to her about it. But anyways, I want to know about this regular that picks up trash in the parking lot. Who is he? Why does he do that? Does he have something better to do, especially if he's pushing up on someone and their 5-year-old son? This is just a very strange review. Let's keep digging into this place. And after a little more digging, we found Sue's review. "Was the worst. It's a filthy store, your workers, and don't wear ID. Had the gall to ask me to empty the carry basket. I sat on the belt. I won't go back." I love when these really short reviews are kind of confusing. It's a filthy store, your workers, and don't wear ID. I wonder if it was going to say, it's a filthy store, your workers are rude, and don't wear ID. I'm not too sure, Sue. Reach out and let me know. It would be pretty funny if somebody that left a 1-star review read their 1-star review on one of my videos and then left a comment, but the world is a little bit too big for that. But hey, let's move on and read Hannah's review. "Rude. Wouldn't let my grandma use the bathroom. Democrat stuff. No freedom. Don't recommend." What a weird review. And also, there's that word rude again. I guess it is a little rude to not let a grandma use the bathroom, but they might not have a public bathroom. A lot of places don't have public bathrooms. And the political stuff, keep that away. Anyways, Let's move on and go to the next dollar store. For our next dollar store stop, we're going to head down to Florida City, Florida to visit a Family Dollar. This fairly normal looking Family Dollar has a 3.9 rating on 124 reviews. But it is Florida, so you never know how crazy it'll get, so let's get into the reviews. Our first review for this Florida Family Dollar comes from Pepe. Rude, Marxist brainwashed teen cashier yelled at me to remove my shopping basket from the counter. I had a $20 in my hand and she would not take it till I moved the basket. A strange power game. Must be the way I look. 100, back to the keys. A strange power game or just a weird social encounter? What do you guys think? Let me know and I'll go read the next review. And that review comes from Nationwide. 5 minutes of shopping, 20 minutes to pay. The young lady at the register is pregnant. Nothing wrong with that, but the other 4 employees' stinking shelves could easily learn how to run a register. I feel bad for giving it 1 star cause it's my neighborhood, but the manager ignores the length of customers while staring at his phone, acting to stack an already full shelf. I observed this while patiently waiting to be rung up with easily 10 people up to 3 to 4 items in front of me and about the same behind me. It was good conversation with those close to me in line. That is one of my shopping nightmares. When you only have a few items, you go somewhere and the line is so long, it takes 30 minutes to get your 3 items, and I'm like, oh man, my time is worth more than that, but I had no other option. Why is being an adult so hard? Let's see if we get a clear picture painted from Crystal's review. See what I did there? The female, white or Hispanic, cashier in the front with blonde hair was watching myself and my family as soon as we walked in. She stared us down even when we were in line waiting to pay for everything. When it came to me paying for my groceries, she was cold, aloof, and rude. I was trouble with my card, and she was of little help. The line was also extremely long. But I can deal with that if she wasn't rude towards myself and my family. I'm not sure if it was because we were African American, but she was completely fixated in us and not other people in the store. Disgusting behavior. If this is true and Crystal and her family were singled out by this person because of racial belief, that is really gross and disgusting. I'm not going to make any judgments because we don't have any CCTV footage. Aww. The next review for this Florida Family Dollar comes from Monica. The Family Dollar in Opelika is horrible. Never have anything. And the employees can use some serious training and customer service. They need to go ahead and make it a dollar store or something, cause everything about that store sucks. They need to get Sean back. That's when things ran smoothly. My recommendation? Pass and go to the next Family Dollar. Monica has some sage advice in there that you can use for any of these dollar chains. Go pass and go to the next one. That's some really good advice. And hey, how about we go to the next dollar store too? What a segue! Speaking of segues, you could ride a Segway all the way from Florida up the East Coast to our next stop, which is the Dollar General in Concord, New Hampshire. For some reason, this Dollar General has a ton of trees out front, but it also has a 3.9 rating on 411 reviews. So without further ado, let's go dive into some of those reviews. First up for this New Hampshire Dollar General is Justin. It sucks because I love DG. This store is the most poorly run DG I've ever seen. Size 6 diapers have been out of stock for a month. My dog's dog food has been out of stock for over a month. They never have anything at all. Never restocked. You should look into this location and fix whatever needs to be fixed because you're losing tons of money. If Justin waits long enough, his kid should outgrow those size 6 diapers, and you never know, they might have the next size for him. Let's look and read what Liz had to say about this DG. Slow as ever, and the manager is rude. I got a Frappuccino Starbucks drink and got home and realized it was over a month old. Chunks of stuff floating around, etc. All the manager did was refund my money. No apologies at all. Oh, gross. If you've ever had a drink where you went to go drink it and there were chunks in it when there weren't supposed to be chunks in it, it is one of the most disgusting things in the entire world. But to leave a 1-star review because you didn't get an apology is a little bit strange. At least you got your money back. Our next Dollar General review comes from Galena. Showed up bit before 3:30 p.m. on Sunday before Labor Day. Written sign said closes at 5 p.m. Found odd people just leaving and door is locked. Being a retail manager of smaller locations, I get people need breaks, etc., but they were required to notate on the door, "Be back in 15 minutes." Needless to say, being from out of state, it's just oddities like that is off-putting. Lights on, no one was picking up the phone. You had more customers ticked than me. Never been to a Dollar General. I'll stick to Family Dollar. Loved them, especially since they were open. Lol. I'm guessing those employees that were supposed to be working until 5 p.m. on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend went, screw it, let's just leave at 3. Well, I don't know for sure if that's what happened, but what I do know for sure is that our next review comes from John. Very disorganized and sketchy. My wife was nervous the whole time in there and had legitimate concern that I would get robbed in the parking lot. Well, this feels a little bit dramatic because based on the Google Street image, it looks like a very normal Dollar General. I don't know why you would get robbed in a New Hampshire Dollar General parking lot. Is it really that sketchy there? I don't know, I just don't feel like New Hampshire is that sketchy of a place. But hey, let's move on and read Michelle's review. Stood in line while my ice cream melted, one person ringing out customers. Ridiculous! This seems like a typical Dollar General experience. I'm not sure what Michelle was expecting. This would be like buying tickets to a water park and then getting upset that you had to swim. You know what you signed up for. And with that, you made it to the end of the video. Make sure you leave a like if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, check out this video on screen if you haven't seen it, and I'm Jeff, and I can't wait to see you next time. Goodbye.